Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Masters of Travel Advisor series. And my name is John Werner. I'm the president of MAST Travel Network. We're a network of over 200 travel agencies with about 1,000 travel advisors in the network. All consider themselves full service agencies, pretty much able to plan travel for any part of the world. And today I have with me Jen Halboth, who is with Globus Family of Brands, which is one of the companies that our network works with and sells tours and the products that Globus offers worldwide. And welcome, Jen, to our show today. And why don't you tell us a little about yourself and what you do at Globus?
Yeah, thank you so much, John. Oh, it's great to be on with you guys. It's so great to be talking travel, right? Look, I even wore I got vaccinated sticker. I got my second shot yesterday. Here we go.
Oh, whoa, good.
Yes,
good.
So excited. Yeah, I'm Jen Halboth. I'm Director of National Accounts. I've actually been with the Globus Family of Brands for over 17 years, almost 18. So I actually worked in marketing for an earlier stint, but have been in the sales side for the last 6 years and absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I think it's one of the best companies in the entire world to work for. They have definitely shown that during the pandemic. I mean, and we're here today to talk about something new that we've developed. But no, thrilled to be here. Love that we're close to getting back out there, and can't wait to welcome all of the travelers back on the Globus Family of Brands.
Well, that's great, and that's one of the reasons why we love working with Globus. Very innovative company, always coming up with new travel options and travel styles, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about today is something new that Globus has introduced. So we are going to introduce it with about a 30-second video just to give everybody a little preview of what we're talking about. So yeah, as you can see from the video, the style of touring we're going to talk about is called choice touring. So Jen, why don't you tell us a little bit about the genesis of this new program?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a little mix of qualitative and quantitative. First, Mental did a recent study, and they surveyed a lot of prospective as well as past tour clients. And what they're looking for in a tour, all different elements, price, sightseeing, and the element that rose to the top was flexibility. 55% of those said that was the number one factor that they were looking for in a tour. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's no surprise. And so I think that coupled with the fact that we think that there's gonna be a lot of people out there, that have never looked at a tour before, but we're gonna be moving into a post-COVID environment. There's still a lot of unknowns. You've saved these travel dollars up and you want to go and have an amazing vacation, right? And you want to make sure you get to do everything that you want to do. So they may look at a tour for the first time, come to the MAST advisor and say, listen, I want to do a tour, but they're going to want some more free time. They're going to want some more flexibility. So enter choice touring because it delivers just that.
That's great. And I know that you're introducing these tours in both North America and in Europe. And how many tours has Globus created around this concept?
Yep, we've got 13 tours to start, 7 in Europe, 6 in North America. I mean, I really hope that it takes off and in the coming years it grows to be a bigger part of our portfolio, because I do think it makes sense for people either new to the style or even seasoned tour clients who are going back to a destination they've done before and they want to do new things and they just want a little bit more free time, flexibility, and choice.
Yeah, I think it's very exciting. And one of the things I notice when I look at the list of the different tour options that you said, about 13 altogether, there's a lot of play on words. And what I mean by that is green with envy is Ireland by design, or oh my goddess, Greece by design. In North America, I see boogie and blues for
Yeah.
something through the southern U.S. and California dreaming, obviously California, but why did you, how did you come up with these names? And is there a reason for doing it like this?
Yeah, well, one of my favorites is hot tan, right? And then
Mhm.
we tell you why this tour is plaid to the bone. So it's very fun. Well, one, travel's fun, right? But at the end of the day, we do want to appeal to a different traveler, a different type, a person who might have not looked at our core portfolio before. We do want it to be different from the Globus core portfolio, as well as some of our core competitors. We wanted to appeal to multi-gen. I do think this is a great style for multi-gen. And frankly, we've been around since 1928. We got to keep it fresh. We got to stay spry. So,
Absolutely.
and we just really think that the thirst for travel as we emerge from, where we have been, we want to have a little fun and keep things whimsical too, right? Because we've all lived through some heavy days, right? And travel should not be one of those things that should be heavy going into the future.
Right. Yes. It obviously is meant to be fun and really excite people to go and see new destinations or destinations they've been to previously, but just doing it differently this time,
Yeah.
or doing some things that they didn't get to do previously. So there is a lot of variety in the activities being offered. I see everything from food and wine to culture, history, active outdoors, certainly music, entertainment, sports, arts. So how do guests choose which activity they want for all the places that you go on these tours?
Right. Well, here's the great thing. The choice is 100% personal. They don't need to choose before they go. They can choose the day of. They can discuss things with their advisor ahead of time. And really, whatever they choose, that's what they get to do. We really wanted to offer a selection that allowed us to showcase the varied nuance of a destination, right?
Mhm.
So it's not just history. So, and by giving people a choice of the type of things, it helps them personalize the tour for themselves while still getting all the benefits, financial as well as logistics, that a traditional tour delivers.
So would, even if only one person would select a particular activity, can they
Yep.
do that, or do you
They
have a minimum?
can. There's no
Okay.
cap and there's no minimum. If the whole group decided they wanted to, do a round of golf in Scotland, guess what? We're bringing a whole coach to the golf course, right? So no, it really is, the idea is that you truly get to choose whatever you choose, whatever the group amount is, we're going to operate it.
I mean, do you have a feel for, this is brand new, so you can't, show the history and the trends
Right.
yet. But do you have a feel for how many people will choose? If you have 30
Yeah.
people on the tour, how many
Right.
of them will choose this activity versus this
Right.
activity?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. Again, we don't know for sure, but if you really do look at how unique the options are, we do think kind of a law of averages that there will be somewhat of a natural, the group will kind of spread out. So if you've got 30 people and there's 3 options that day, the groups could be anywhere between 8 to 12, right?
Right.
But we made sure that each of the choices are that unique. It's not like if you're someone who's a more active adventurous, you're going to have to choose between a hike and a bike. We're going to say, okay, we're going to do biking around Florence with a lunch, but then also we're going to do a walking tour somewhere, and then also we're going to do a cooking class somewhere. So people are going to be able to go, I'm really kind of wired this way. This is the kind of inclusion I'd like to do. It'll help them kind of naturally spread out.
Right. And you would have plenty of the tour manager would have plenty of information on how rigorous a
Oh yeah.
particular
Yeah,
tour
we're
is.
very clear on that. A lot of times it's like, it's an e-bike ride, so you've got an e-assist, or we're very, it's just what we do at Globus. We're so about, I heart logistics and details, right? And so we're going to be very good about managing the expectations, painting the picture of what how long it's going to be, what physical level of activity, so people can make the right choice for them.
Okay. And you're used to doing that already anyway.
Yeah, nothing new.
Your typical tours, you always have to, let the guests know exactly what to expect.
Yeah.
So, so is everything already included in the price of the tour, or are there going to be any extras? Are there like optional, any add-ons or something?
Great question. So the tour price is going to include all the experiences and sightseeing. the accommodations, all the transportation, select meals, clearly noted. So the things that are going to be additional are going to be airfare, gratuities. If you do extra nights, insurance, which you should buy insurance, that's going to be additional. And then of course, any meals that are not included, but it's very clear. We don't offer any optionals on these choice touring. The idea is that you come on and the optionals are, what would have maybe been an optional before, you get to do in the normal tour day. It's included in the price. So you get that variety, but then still get more free time.
Okay. Oh, that's great. So walk us through a couple of these activities. We're going to show a few photos as we go through each one. We'll start with the Rocky Mountains. And so give brief examples of the tour choices for this itinerary in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, I mean, one of them you have up there, you could do a float trip on the Flathead River through Glacier National Park. I mean, I have not been, it's on my list, as is Yosemite. But so many people have said Glacier is just a remarkable national park. So to just get on and float down a river and take in the beauty around you is amazing. Another one that's not called out here, but that I think is awesome, is a fascinating workshop at the Guest 320 Guest Ranch. You go and you learn about the local flora and fauna, like the medicinal aspects, and you pick things out and you come back and you get to infuse oils into like a salve that you get to take home yourself. So, I mean, very cool stuff. Like I said, very immersive and hands-on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's very fun. Yeah. So let's go to the next one in Canada, one of your Canada ones. We know Canada is not quite yet open for American travelers, but it will come. And so there's going to be a big demand for Canada. So tell us a little about that.
Yeah, the Trek one in Whistler. So there's this great area where there's a series of suspension bridges and boardwalks and trails. You're kind of up in the canopy and you get to walk in the, the rain, like the forest, and you're going to be with a naturalist and learn. And then you're going to have these great sweeping views of the valley below. So, you can feel safe being up there, right? And get a view that maybe you couldn't get before. Also, there's a really great wine region, where you can go and you go to these different wineries and you're going to, above the Algonquin Lake, and we're going to cater a picnic. I mean, so like, we're going to call it a picnic, but it's going to be like the best picnic you've ever had, right? It's just a short drive from Kelowna, and you're going to visit 5 different wineries. Okay. Yes, I am ready. I am ready for that. 5 wineries, sign me up.
Yeah, I want to go too.
Yeah, we're all ready. There's going to be things where you can get out in nature where you don't have to exert yourself, or you're able to get out in nature and exert yourself. There's going to be all this great mix.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what's going to be something really special about this touring style, is that it can appeal to everyone. If you want to be super active, you can do that. If you're, going to take things a little more leisurely or slowly, you can do that too.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
That's great. What about Portugal? Let's look at Portugal next.
Oh, I want to go to Portugal. I've been once. All right. It's so great. So some of the things, listen. So Fado, you can go to, you can discover Coimbra, and you go on a walking tour of this beautiful medieval town. And then you go into a home of a local, and you hear, I mean, and this, like, Fado is like the soul of Portuguese music, right? So you're gonna be in a local home hearing this, craft from someone who's a musician. And I remember one time I was on a Globus tour for a sales meeting, and we were down in Buenos Aires, and we went into someone's home, and they invited 2 dancers to come in the home and perform. And it's like, there's something really special about going into a local's home and enjoying the arts. I mean, it's really extremely memorable. There is a Barita region, and it's a really great wine region. It's in the kind of central coastline, and you'll go into 2 different wineries, and it's really known for its sparkling wine, which I am a big fan of, right? So, Portugal's got great wine. So that's another thing. You can get in, just wine tasting, food, but if you've even looked at some of the active and discovery stuff that we do on the Avalon side, I think you can just see how the Globus Family of Brands is really evolving to give our clients, when they come with us, options to personalize their experience with us and just have memories that they would not have had before.
Absolutely. And that is definitely one of the big advantages for a traveler, going with Globus, is that all these places and restaurants and so forth, they've all been checked out ahead of time. And these are places that you've established some relationship with the local owners, let's say, of the business. And you already have, people don't have to kind of find these things on their own. It's all done for them ahead of time. And it should
and
make
it
people
usually is those moments that end up being you couldn't have planned that, right? You didn't know. When people pick a tour, they go, well, I want to go to this country, or I want to see the city, or I've always wanted to go to a winery in France. So they kind of have a loose idea of experiences they want to have. And then we give them more. We give them the experience that they didn't even know they were coming for, that they go home and talk about.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have discovered these places on their own.
No.
It's just, you can't come across all of it on your own.
You wouldn't have the time too. I mean, that's the thing. The reason we did do this more flexible tour is that the reason you don't want to go true independent is because you could never. I mean, think of your own, if you've ever just done a vacation where you're like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. You get back at the end and you're like, oh, we didn't end up doing that, we didn't do that. And a tour really allows you to do the most in your 7 or 10 days, wherever you're gone. But this new style allows you to have a little bit flexibility and choice of them as well.
Yeah, it's a great use of your time. And like I said, you spend time enjoying the vacation and having fun rather than trying to figure out everything as you go.
No, especially the driving, right? I mean, what time do you get up and leave in the morning? You don't have to worry about it. Just the tour director will tell you, you show up and have a beautiful day.
Very true. So let me ask you to select from any of the tours available, Europe, North America, what you think are the best options for adventure experiences.
Okay, yeah, I think those are really slant towards the North American, right? The California Dreamin' is great. You get to trek in Yosemite. I want to do that. Sunny Days, Starry Nights, the one that, does the Rocky Mountains, and then From the Top in Western Canada. I mean, obviously, I just think we get out west in Canada and US, like it just screams adventure, right?
Yeah, and it's so breathtaking,
Yeah.
The Rockies, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
How about the best options for foodies?
Okay, now we're going to go across the pond and get back to Europe, right? Okay, so Italy, the Vedi Vici, that's amazing. The Portugal one we talked about, that one's great for food, but also the Alps out loud, Switzerland. You're going to get some fondue, you're going to get some chocolate, probably going to get some more chocolate and cheese, and just, it's amazing.
So there's like food tasting, and can you go into city markets? And
yep, all of it. So yeah. I mean, the food in Switzerland is good, I have to say.
Yeah, oh, incredible. How about best nighttime options? Are there going to be any nighttime options on these?
This one, hands down, Green with Envy, Ireland. You're going to go on a pub crawl. You're going to, yeah, absolutely. So the nighttime options in Ireland. And then, of course, if music is your jam, then I suggest the Boogies and Blues, the U.S., the Southern U.S. by design. Okay. So there's a lot of music baked into there, a lot of fun.
So these just went on sale, I think, not too long ago.
Yep.
And what seems to be the reaction so far?
The reaction is very strong. The Scotland tour is out ahead, selling very, very well. But we're seeing great demand for both. We're seeing more bookings into 2022, understandably. But I think it's one of those things that once, and we're very close, we start operating again, people are going to be like, all right, tell me where I can go. Tell me what's new, right? So it's going to be really great that the MAST advisors have this new tool to lay on top of our already extensive portfolio, as you know, which is very strong in Europe and North America and worldwide. So it's great to have new product. It's great to have new marketing that's fun and that can appeal to a new traveler.
Yeah. Well, it's super exciting. And I'm sure you're already having internal discussions on where do you go next? Let's develop even more of these types of experiences and add to the portfolio.
Yeah, and like I said, we've done that on the active and discovery side. We came out with 1 cruise, 2 cruise. That active and discovery portfolio is up to 6 cruises in Europe now. I would love to see this 13 tours grow to 20. Again, I mean, I think at the end of the day, we're just not resting. We may have been around for, nearly 100 years. We're getting closer, right? But we're all about mixing the tried and the true with the what next and where can we go, right? So that's what we're going to continue to do. We've used this time wisely, even, this reset to come out with some new things. And we're very, very excited about the future of travel, about the future of our relationship, and about the future of the MAST Travel Advisor. You guys are going to do an amazing job.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. Jen, I thank you so much for chatting with us today and telling our audience about this new style of touring, and to also let everybody know that if you want to inquire about any of these tours by Globus, find your MAST Travel Advisor, and they will help you sign up for something and have a wonderful time doing it. So. Again, thank you so much, Jen. I really appreciate it.
Guys, pleasure being on.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to Masters of Travel. You can find us on Facebook at MAST Travel Network, on Instagram at MAST Travel Network, and on Twitter at MVP Travel. If you would like to find a travel advisor near you, please direct message any of our social media sites